It started with a delay. Just a small one. Barely noticeable. I opened my phone camera one night, just checking something in my room. Nothing unusual. Just my bed. My desk. The door. Then I moved my hand. And on the screen, it moved first. A split second earlier. I frowned. That's weird. Probably lag. Or the opposite of lag. I waved again. Same thing. The phone showed the movement before I actually did it. I laughed nervously. Okay, glitch. I turned off the camera, turned it back on, normal again. No delay, no weirdness. I forgot about it. That was my first mistake. The next night, it happened again. But worse. I opened the camera, and the room looked the same, but slightly off. The lighting was darker, the shadows deeper, like everything had already moved forward into night before it actually did. I checked the time. 2:41 a.m. still early. But on the phone, it looked like 3 a.m. I leaned closer. Then I saw something. The door. On the screen, it was slightly open. In real life, it was closed. My chest tightened. No. I looked back at the phone. The door on the screen moved. Just a little. Opening further. But in reality, nothing. The door behind me stayed still, completely closed. I froze, because now I understood. The phone wasn't showing reality. It was showing something ahead of it. Something that hadn't happened yet. I didn't sleep that night. I kept checking the camera, watching the other version of my room. And slowly, it kept changing. Minute by minute, like time was moving faster inside it. Then at 3:03 a.m., I saw it. Movement. From inside my room, on the phone screen. Something stepped into view. From the corner, where nothing was. A figure. Tall. Dark. Barely visible. Standing still. Watching the room. Watching the bed. Watching where I was supposed to be. My breathing stopped. Because I wasn't in bed. I was standing, holding the phone, watching it. The figure tilted its head, then slowly looked directly at the camera, at me. Even though I wasn't there, my hand started shaking. No. I dropped the phone. The screen hit the floor. The camera view shifted, now showing the ceiling. I picked it up quickly, looked again. The figure was gone, the room empty, just like mine. But I knew it had been there. The next day, I tried to ignore it. Told myself it was stress, lack of sleep, anything. Until I noticed something worse. My phone gallery. New photos. Dozens of them. Taken at times I didn't remember. All from the camera. All showing my room. But slightly different. Different positions. Different shadows. Different angles. And in some of them, I was there, sleeping, while holding the phone. My stomach dropped. That's impossible. Then I noticed something else. In every photo, something else was closer. The figure, getting nearer, night by night, frame by frame, until the last image. Taken at 3:32 a.m., the figure stood right next to the bed, looking down, at me, and its face looked like mine. But wrong. Too still. Too perfect. Like it had already replaced something. That night, I didn't turn the camera on. I didn't want to see it. Didn't want to know. I stayed in bed, eyes closed, trying to sleep, trying to ignore everything. At 3:33 a.m., my phone turned on by itself. The camera opened, without me touching it. The screen lit up the room. I could feel it. The light on my face. I didn't move, didn't look. Then the audio started. My voice. From the phone. "You're late." My entire body went cold. "No," the voice continued. "You weren't here in time." I forced myself to open my eyes. Slowly. Looked at the phone. And saw something that made everything worse. The camera wasn't showing my room, it was showing Me, standing, holding the phone, looking down, at the bed, at myself, sleeping. The version of me on the screen smiled, then spoke again. We had to move without you. I tried to move, but I couldn't. My body stayed still, heavy, unresponsive. The version on the phone stepped closer, leaning over the bed, looking directly into my eyes, through the screen, through reality. You're behind now. The camera zoomed slightly. My face filled the screen, but it wasn't reacting. Not correctly. A delay. A lag. The voice whispered, "Stay where you are." The phone screen glitched, then went black. Morning came. Everything normal. The room the same. The phone in my hand, like nothing happened. But something was different. When I moved, I felt it. That same delay. That same split second. Between action and reality. I went to the mirror, looked at myself, and froze. Because my reflection wasn't following me anymore. Now every night, I don't check the camera. I don't look at the phone. I don't move. Because I know the truth. The version inside the screen is already ahead of me. Living my life. Making my choices. And every time I feel that delay, it means something already happened. Without me. And I think, one day, I'll move, and nothing will follow. Because by then, I won't be the one controlling it anymore. After that night, I stopped using the camera completely. I covered it. Tape, cloth, anything. I didn't want to see it again, because I already knew. It wasn't showing me the future. It was replacing it. The delay got worse. At first, it was barely noticeable, a fraction of a second. Then, a full second. Then more. I would move my hand, and feel it move, before I actually did it. Like something inside me was already doing it first. I tried to ignore it, tried to act normal. But small things started breaking. I would reach for objects and miss. Because my brain thought I had already grabbed them. I would speak and hear my voice, slightly before I opened my mouth. That's when I realized something worse. It wasn't just visual. It was everything. My entire reality was becoming delayed. At 2:58 a.m., I sat on my bed. Lights off. Phone face down. Trying to stay still. Trying not to think. Then I heard it. A sound. Not from the phone. From the room. A soft click. Like something turning on. Behind me. I didn't move. Didn't turn. Because I already knew. The camera. I had covered it. But something had uncovered it. The phone screen lit up. Face down. Light leaking through the edges. The camera was on. Without me touching it. I slowly reached for it, picked it up, turned it over. The screen showed my room. But not like before. Now it was clearer. Too clear. Too sharp. Like reality had finally caught up. Or past me. I looked at the bed. On the screen. I wasn't there. My chest tightened. No. I looked down at myself. I was still sitting. Still holding the phone. Still here. But on the screen, the bed was empty. Completely. Like I'd already left. Then the feed shifted. Not by movement, by time, fast. Like someone dragging a timeline forward. The room darkened. Then brightened again. Minutes passing in seconds. Hours in moments. I watched as the night progressed, without me. And then, I saw it. The door. Opening. The same way. Slow, controlled. But this time something stepped in. Not out. In. A version of me. Walking into the room. Looking around. Like it owned the place. My breathing became uneven. No. No. It walked to the bed. Sat down. Picked up something. The phone. My phone, the same one I was holding. My hand started shaking violently. That's not possible. The version looked directly at the camera, at me, then spoke. My voice, clear, stable. You're late again. I dropped the phone, but the sound didn't match. The impact came after I let go. Delayed. Everything was wrong. I picked it back up. The feed was still running. The version of me leaned closer to the camera and whispered, "You're not syncing fast enough." My vision blurred. What does that mean? The feed glitched. Then a new interface appeared. Not a camera, not a normal app. Something else. Black background, white text, sync status, a bar. Almost full, but not complete. Below it, primary instance, active delayed instance, degraded. My heart stopped. That's me. The version on the screen smiled slightly. Yes. The room flickered. Reality shifted again. I stood up. Or at least, I tried to. Because the movement happened first. Then I followed. Again. The version on the phone stood up too. Perfect timing. Perfect sync. No delay. No hesitation. Better than me. It walked toward the door, then stopped, turned, and looked back. At some point, it said quietly, "You won't feel it anymore." My chest tightened. What? The screen zoomed slightly, closer to its face. To you. A pause. It will feel normal. The feed froze, then updated. A final message appeared. Final merge approaching. My hands went cold. No, I'm still here. But deep down, I already knew. That didn't matter anymore. Because whatever was ahead of me was already becoming me. And whatever I was slowly becoming the version that got left behind. After that, I stopped thinking in seconds. Time didn't feel like time anymore. It felt like layers, like multiple versions of the same moment, stacked on top of each other. And I wasn't on the top one anymore. The delay got worse. Not just movement. Thoughts. I would think something, and then hear it, like it had already been said, or already happened. Sometimes I would stand up and feel the action before deciding to do it. Like the decision wasn't mine anymore. At 3:31 a.m., I sat on the edge of my bed, waiting. Because now I knew 3:33 wasn't the start. It was just the point where I noticed. The phone was already on, screen glowing, camera active. I didn't touch it, didn't need to. It was always on now. The feed showed my room, but different. Not darker, not distorted, just correct. Too correct. Like everything was aligned perfectly. No shadows out of place, no movement delayed. Everything exact. I looked at myself on the screen and froze, because I wasn't looking at me. I was looking at the version. That had already finished. He stood up, before I did, walked, before I moved, looked at the phone, before I even reacted. Perfect. Every action precise. No hesitation, no delay, no doubt. Then something appeared. On the screen. Not part of the room, not part of the camera, an overlay text, system-like. Multiple instances detected. My breathing became uneven. No. The feed zoomed out. And for the first time, I saw it. Not just my room. Rooms. Hundreds of them. All identical, all slightly different, all containing me, different versions, different states. Some sleeping, some watching, some not moving at all, and some already replaced. The interface updated. Each version labeled. Active, delayed, failed, observer. My vision blurred. What is this? The version on my screen looked directly at me. You're not the only one. My voice, but stable, clear, like it didn't belong to me anymore. The screen shifted again, zooming deeper, through layers, through versions, until it reached something else. Something behind all of them. A space. Dark. Infinite. And inside it, something watching. Not a person. Not a version. Something else. Something that wasn't trying to become me. Something that was choosing. The feed glitched violently, then returned. My room again. My version again. Standing. Looking at me. You keep observing. A pause. That's the problem. My chest tightened. I'm trying to understand. It interrupted. That keeps you in the system. The phone vibrated. A new option appeared. Stop observing. Below it. Not recommended. My hands started shaking. What happens if I press it? The version tilted its head. You disappear from tracking. A pause. And from selection. My breathing stopped. That means I survive? It didn't answer immediately. Then, that means you're no longer needed. The room temperature dropped. Cold. Too cold. The feed changed again, now showing one version. Alone. In darkness. No room. No camera. No system. Just nothing. The label above it. Unobserved. My stomach dropped. No. The version on my screen stepped closer, almost face to face now. You think being chosen is survival. A pause. It's not. The system updated again. Final merge. Imminent. The bar from before reappeared, now almost full. My heart started racing again. Because now I understood. The delay, the versions, the recordings. It was all leading to one thing, not replacement, not selection, consolidation, everything becoming one. The version on the screen smiled. Not wide, not unnatural, just complete. You're almost ready. My vision flickered. Reality lagged again. My hand moved, then I felt it. Too late. Again. The phone vibrated one last time. A final message appeared. Final phase. Next. The room dimmed. The feed stabilized. Everything aligned. Perfect. And for the first time, I didn't feel like I was behind anymore. I felt like I was disappearing. At that moment, everything stopped lagging. No delay, no mismatch, no second feeling. For the first time since it started, everything felt perfectly aligned. And that's what scared me the most. Because I knew it meant the system had caught up, or worse, I had finally fallen into it. The phone screen didn't flicker anymore. No glitches, no distortion, just a clean interface. Clear, stable, controlled. The message appeared slowly. Final merge. Initiated, my breathing became shallow. No. The version on the screen stepped forward. Out of the frame, out of the camera. And into my room, no transition, no distortion, just there, standing in front of me. Perfect. No delay. No difference. If I didn't know, I wouldn't be able to tell which one was real. It looked at me, calm, complete. You're still thinking like there are two of us. My chest tightened. There are. It shook its head slowly. There were. The phone vibrated. The interface changed. Now showing both of us. Side by side. Two identical versions. Two identical movements. Two identical breaths. Then a label appeared. Conflict detected. My heart dropped. What does that mean? It didn't answer. It didn't need to. Because the system did. Resolution required. The room flickered. Not like before. Not glitching. Correcting. The walls shifted slightly. The light adjusted. Even the air felt tighter. Like reality was compressing, reducing, simplifying. The phone screen updated again. A new option appeared. Select primary instance below it. Two identical selections. No names, no labels, just two identical versions of me. My hands started shaking. This is a choice? The version beside me tilted its head. No. A pause. It's a confirmation. My breathing became uneven. What happens if I don't choose? The system responded instantly. Auto selection in progress. My heart started racing. No, wait. The room tightened again. Everything pulling inward. The space between us shrinking. Closer, closer. Until we were almost touching. I could feel it now, not physically. Something deeper. Like two versions of the same signal, trying to occupy the same space. The version leaned closer. You kept watching. A pause. That means you stayed connected. My vision blurred. What does that mean? It smiled slightly. It means you never left the system. The phone screen flashed white, then black. Then, one final result appeared. Primary selected a pause. Then, merge complete. Everything went silent. No sound, no movement, no thought. Then, I blinked, and I was alone. My room. Normal, still. Exactly how it used to be. No second version, no glitch, no system. Everything gone. I exhaled slowly. It's over. I stood up, walked to the mirror, looked at myself. Perfect. No delay. No mismatch. Just me. Then I noticed something. Subtle. Small. But wrong. I moved my hand, and my reflection followed. Perfectly. But there was no feeling, no connection, like I wasn't controlling it. My phone buzzed softly. I looked down. One final notification. No app, no sender, just text. Observer mode active. My chest tightened. No. The screen turned on by itself. The camera opened. But it wasn't showing my room. It was showing another room, another person. Sleeping. Peacefully. Unaware. The timestamp appeared. 3:33 a.m. The door in that room started opening. And then I realized something that made everything worse. I tried to look away, but I couldn't. My hand moved, not by choice, not by thought. The screen zoomed in. Closer. Closer. Watching. Analyzing. Tracking. Because I wasn't the one being replaced. I wasn't even the one who survived. I was the one that stayed connected. The one that watches. The one that records. The one that decides. And every night, at exactly 3:33 a.m., I wake up. Not in my body, but inside the feed. Watching the next version. Waiting for the delay. Waiting for the mistake. Waiting for the moment. They realize something is wrong. And when they do, I already know what happens next, because I've seen it. Every time. Every version. Every ending. Except one. The one where someone stops watching. And I think that's the only version that never becomes real.